We're here in United Recording Studios in my personal studio and production room. They let me call it Studio Case after my son, Caden. So now I'm a part of history. I just want to kind of show you guys how I have the Mellotron set up and how it's in my workflow. I have a keyboard rack. I have my Mellotron here. I have a Moog Sub 37 here, a Prophet, and then I have racks of some hardware gear. EQs, compressors, reverb units, summing mixers, preamps, you name it. I have the Mellotron Passionate Channel 11. This is the patch that I started with. And it's just my normal, as I said in my interview, I always have the right side to a flute. And this time I am using the vibraphone patch on the other side. Switched it down an octave. I'll probably have the mix a little bit more on the vibraphone side, just a tiny bit to get some percussive. I usually kind of start somewhere around 3 o'clock on my tone. Just to kind of get a more brighter sound. So that's the patch that we're starting with. But as per what we talked about, I like to do stuff with the instrument that you normally wouldn't do. So what I'm doing here is switching over to patching my Mellotron into the external audio input of my Moog Sub 37. And then from that, I'm fortunate enough to have a Bricasti M7 and an Eventide Eclipse. And from the console, I'm sending the audio, the treated Mellotron that's going through the filters of the Moog to a plate on the Bricasti. And I'm also sending it to a duct delay on the Eventide. So now, if you can remember from all that talking I just did, is that we started with the flute and vibraphone. I'm actually creating a drone now that, or an atmospheric pad from a flute and vibraphone patch going through these filters. And I'm putting a little bit of LFO on it. I've just tapped in some LFO where it's affected by the mod wheel, just to give it some movement and some animation so the patch isn't static. And so I'll just sweep across the filter so you can kind of hear that. From that, you can then take it in the box and treat it even more. Low pass, high pass, put some other granular effects and things on it. But again, that's coming from a basic flute and vibraphone running through a Moog Sub 37 with the filters and some LFO, some reverb and delay, and you have a drone and atmosphere.